Now we have brought back a competitor from a previous year who is going to talk to us about entrepreneurship, innovation, and most especially democracy. Please welcome to the stage Georgi Gogua. He is the co-founder of Project 64. Georgi.
It's an honor to stand here on the stage in front of the people who have fought for democracy and freedom, especially the ones who have experienced pressure from autocratic regimes and yet continue to resist in the name of liberty. My name is Georgi Gogua. I'm a journalist, and I'm the co-founder of Project 64, an independent media organization based in Georgia. Last year, I stood here and spoke about growing challenges for journalists and civil society in my country. This year, I come with a heavier story, but with a clearer mission. Today, in Georgia, democracy is under attack. The government has adopted a series of laws designed to restrict media and civil society, suppress the free expression, and expand their influence over every part of political process. As I speak, protests in Georgia have continued uninterrupted for over 5 months, almost 6 months now. More than 300 journalists have been attacked, over 50 people have been arrested, a lot more have been harassed physically or verbally, among them students, musicians, actors, physicians, activists, journalists, and many are still on trial with no sign of fair justice. And hundreds more face enormous fines for simply protesting. And one of those arrested is especially personal for me as a journalist, Zia Amarlobeli, the director of the media outlet Batume Lebi. She faces 4 to 7 years in prison simply for slapping a policeman to defend her dignity. And right now, the clock is ticking for Georgia's democracy, for Georgian media and its civil society. At the end of this month, a cruel new version of so-called foreign agents law will come into power, and which threatens massive fines and up to 5 years in prison for those who will not register as a foreign agent, including us, media outlets, and who are foreign funded. But we are not going to register. We are no one's agents. Doesn't matter how the propaganda machine tries to label us. 4 years ago, when we started Project 64, we believed that we were building something that could last. We built everything with our hands, literally. We used our personal equipment to produce the content because we believed in what we were doing. We believed that journalism, powered by creative and bold minds, could make the difference. And it did, actually. In few years, 2 or 3 years, we grew from 3 people to 17. Here is the stuff. We created new formats, raised standards of storytelling, and made room for failure. That's really important because we believe that growth comes from trying. But now, we are forced to choose. To give up donor support and survive as a business, or shut down. And financial independence and organizational financial growth was always in our long-term strategy, but donor support really helped us kickstart our ambitions to make journalism sustainable, not through clickbait, but through deep, meaningful, visual journalism that explains how power works and how it fails. But you need time for that. We do not have it, but we do not have choice either. So we are doing everything we can and doing it fast. Through Studio 64, our creative production arm, we take on commercial projects for over 3 years now, in design, branding, and video, but in a small market like Georgia and politicized market like Georgia, it's not really enough. We must generate revenue from every ethical source available, which is production, merchandise, subscriptions, donations, not for profit, though, to reinvest it into journalism. Because we still believe in something that many have begun to doubt, that journalism matters. We believe in pure, old-school journalism with strict standards, with high sense of justice, and journalism which answers only to their audience and delivers knowledge. And that is what authoritarian regimes fear the most. That's why they attack our credibility. Not because we are dangerous, because we are clear, because we ask questions. Authoritarian regimes do not start by banning elections. They start by banning questions. By intimidating journalists, by flooding the public space with confusion, until people forget what truth even looked like. And we have seen it before. You have seen it before, not only in Georgia. That's not new. And like I said, we have made mistakes to address those issues, but that's okay as long as we learn from them. And now Georgia is a test for the West's courage, and the test for whether the international community can act before it is too late. And we have to act now. And for us, for Project 64, it's a test of whether idealism and resilience are enough to keep going when the system is rigged against you. And same goes to everyone in Georgia fighting tirelessly from freedom. And honestly, I'm really exhausted. I haven't rested for months like many of my colleagues and friends, and it's been overwhelming physically and emotionally, but we are not giving up. Not because we are heroes or anything, but because we remember where we started. We remember the one-room studio where it all began, which brought us here. We remember the principles, what we build everything on. And we know that if we survive this year, we'll be stronger, freer, and more trusted than ever before. So to everyone in this room and everyone who is watching or will watch at some point, if you believe in independent media, and if you believe that it's essential to democracy, support it. Not just with words, but with action. Help us find the ways to keep doing what we do best. Journalism. And remember this, Georgia is not Belarus. Georgia is a country full of people who still believe in freedom. And Georgia still stands for almost 6 months now. And once again, I will finish with the final words from our national anthem. Words I will repeat as many times as I will need to. Tideba tauisuplebas, glory to freedom. Thank you.